Alright, maybe that fixed it. Hey! Here we are. Sorry about that, guys. I finally figured out what to click on. So, 7 minutes too late. Welcome! Welcome to the basement. Hope everybody's had a good couple days since Wednesday night. It's been pretty decent over cha. Got some fun stuff to talk about, and actually just a little something popped up right before I got on. So, but we got some Marvel stuff, and trigger warning, we have Star Wars stuff, as I'm sure you noticed by the thumbnail. So, we shall be having fun discussion this evening. But as usual, as we always do down here in the basement, before we get into all the fun chatting and discussion and theorizing and speculating and, let's face it, it's us digressing, it is time to grab your sip. It is time to light your smoke. It is time to hit the like button. And then go ahead and lean on back, relax. Because we in the basement, and it's the Saturday Night Chill. And then go ahead and lean on back, relax. Because we in the basement, and it's the Saturday Night Chill. I got... What the crap? Oh, now my camera's fucking... Oh, sweet Jesus. Okay. I know how to fix this. I know how to fix this, too. There we go. Well, hello. I think we have finally eliminated all of the technical problems. Finally, maybe, finally. Finally, hopefully. Yay, I'm moving. The mic is projecting. I think we're good to go. At least I hope so. But sweet Jesus, now I know why Josh loses his shit when something goes weird. Oh, what the fuck is this? When he's trying to stream or right before he streams or what have you. That's better. Okay. All right. How is everybody? T.O.'s in here. What up, man? Happy Saturday. And happy Memorial Day weekend to everybody, as the day itself is day after tomorrow. Everyone remember to at least take a minute or two on Monday and think about the fact that we're able to be here doing this shit on a Saturday night. I'm able to sit here, behind this microphone and camera and talk in the grand scheme of things, inconsequential ass shit for fun for as long as I want and as long as you guys will stick with it. Because people literally died to make that happen. So, take a minute or two of silence on Monday. Think about that, remember that, and honor that. Oh, yes, the babe's here. Hi, the babe. Griff, what's up? Hey, Brooke. Brady. Wow, I always got... C-Dub's always in Justin's chat talking about mowing, and now Brady's in mine talking about mowing. Brooke is on a 2-week how is a 2-week vacation mandate? Do you work in, the auto industry? Is it shutdown time already? Seems kind of early. I remember back in the day, it was the first 2 weeks of July. All the UAW factories shut down for 2 weeks. It's glorious. All I had to do was be like, hey, laid off, unemployment, 2-week vacation. Boom shaka. It's cool. And all right, that's just greetings for everyone else. Cool. Cool. Oh yeah. I could probably pull this up over cha. Come on. Moved line asin. Oh. Well, that is not the most recent thing. Oh, that's why, because that was on that. Nothing wants to do what it's supposed to tonight. It's gonna be a fun stream, y'all. This shit keeps up. Holy crap. Holy crap. Nope. Wait. Where are we at? How far back are we going? Ooh, we're getting there. We're getting there, ladies and germs. Well. Things that. What the fuck? What the actual fuck is happening here? Oh, there it is. Jesus criminy. There we go. Okay. No, just state government job, Brooke says, but I can't have over 240 hours of excess vacation time after my work anniversary. Agency policy. Oh, I see. So you just never take time off until they say, get the fuck out, is basically what you're saying, Brooke? Is that what you're telling me, bro? Commenting one-handed tonight. Technical issues? Not anymore. They popped up one at a time, and we've solved them one at a time. And I think we're going to be good, at least until something gets bumped. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Mariah sent me pictures. Good thing you still have a thumb. Fucking table saws are no joke. I know people that have lost their fingers on a table saw. Brooke said pretty much. Mr. Chen. Mr. Chen, we have once again reached that point where we're sick of your fucking face. Go on vacation. Thank you. Have a nice 2 weeks. Yeah, I'm glad that you didn't chop your thumb off, dude. You'd have been down to just one to stick up your ass instead of being able to alternate. Me too, but it gives perspective. Yeah, that's true. It's very true. And now you can alternate. Maximus, what's going on, brother? It's been a minute. Well, it's been a minute since you've been in the chat. I'm hoping you've been lurking at least, enjoying yourself in the background while you do whatever you have to be doing. But either way, man, how are you? Is everything good? All right. Already double-digit viewers, at least for a minute, until they get sick of this face, too. Awesome. Well, welcome in, everybody. I hope you hit the like button on the way in. That'd be dope. It helps my teeny-ass little channel get any kind of noticed by YouTube. So I'd appreciate it if you would do so. But yeah. I do believe it is time to get into this evening's agenda. And the first thing we are going to go over is, as I was scrolling through my TwitX before the stream, I happened across an interesting little post. Now, does everybody recall when a scoop / rumor / whatever came out that Giancarlo Esposito has signed for a secret role with Marvel? Rob says, face paint up like a road warrior. Right. Maximus, yes, sir. Usually lurk, but can chat a little tonight. Awesome. Well, I appreciate any time you give me. And that doesn't go just for Maximus. That goes for all of you motherfuckers. I am very grateful, but we'll get back to my gratitude later. Right now, nerdiness. So, you guys remember that rumor? Giancarlo Esposito being signed to a secret/unknown role with Marvel? Good stuff. Anybody? Brooke says, I'm hyped if true. Giancarlo Esposito is an amazing actor. Would love for him to play like Doctor Doom or Professor X. Between the two, I personally would pick Professor X. I think he would be an awesome Charles Xavier. Because if you know anything about Professor X, you know when the rubber meets the road, he is not afraid to do some questionable shit. And we already know Giancarlo Esposito can play roles where people do questionable shit. So, and, you know, plus he always comes off intelligent, cultured, and Xavier is also both of those things. So, I'd be down for a Esposito Professor X. However, that rumor has had an update as of tonight. Click, motherfucker. There we go. Oh, you bitch. There we go. All right. Per my time to shine, hello. What? Oh. I'm not actually going to reply to that. There we go. Per my time to shine, hello. Giancarlo Esposito's well, it should say Esposito's. She just put Esposito because slack ass. Anyway, Giancarlo Esposito's Marvel role will be in an upcoming series. The fuck? I mean, don't get me wrong. He did a really good job in Mando, which was obviously a series. And he's in The Boys, obviously a series. But he's also been in plenty of fucking feature films. And he's massively a badass. So what role? Rob says Giancarlo is the only actor who could pull off any role. I mean, he's definitely capable of that. I don't know if he's the only one. Of course, I definitely can't think of one offhand, so I'm not inclined to argue. But hell, fuck yeah, he can play any role. But I think we can all agree Giancarlo carries with him a certain stature. Yeah? He has a pretty fairly large chunk of cachet. Don't even. All right. What is happening here? Okay. Anyway, so obviously when that first rumor came out that he'd been signed, we were all thinking, what role would he be? But did any of us consider, one, that it would not be a movie, and two, that it would not be a, monster movie role? Right? Darth Maximus says, yeah, hopefully it's a big character, great actor, right? So, it's not a movie, according to my time. Now, granted, his being signed is still technically a scoop/rumor, unless Marvel confirmed it and I missed it. And this is obviously a rumor. But, what's up, Jared? Brooke says, Giancarlo is pretty good at playing intimidating characters who are passive-aggressive. Oh, yes, he is. He is very good at that. But, so now that he will... Saber Smith! What's happening? Cheers to you. So, assuming, let's say, as we do, for our enjoyment, Rob says, series. It could easily work into being the Midnight Sun's big bad, working through the Plus series. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure, at least again, the scoops and rumors say that Lilith is going to be the big bad of the Blade movie whenever the fuck that gets made. That's a whole other ball of wax that I don't even feel like talking about tonight. But let's just say that if it still comes out in 2025, I will be shocked. Shocked if that movie comes out next year. Anyways, though. But yeah, that is possible. But yeah, so assuming that's true, he's going to be in a series. Obviously, it'll be some kind of large role. Could be the villain, could be the lead. I mean, the lead could be a villain, but generally your lead is your protagonist, right? So, I mean, it's Giancarlo, so odds are he'll probably be an antagonist, the big bad. But he's been playing a whole shit ton of antagonists lately. He may want to change, and Marvel might be willing to give that change to him. So, like, what are we chatting about? Well, Saber, do you remember when the news came out that Giancarlo Esposito had signed with Marvel in an unknown role? You remember? Well, if you don't, it happened. About an hour and a half ago, my time to shine hello. She of the used to be pretty accurate, but who the fuck knows now because maybe all their sources got scared away by when Toast got gone after. But anyway, setting that aside. Excuse me. And setting that burp aside. She has posted on the Twitex that Giancarlo's role is going to be in a series. Now, again, when we all first heard that news, we're all like, what fucking movie and what character in what movie is this dude going to be in? But it's not a movie. It's a TV show on the Plus. Now, as Rob mentioned earlier, it could be a big bad that they introduce in a Plus series that somehow ties into Midnight Suns like we hope Blade is going to do. That is definitely one way that they could do that. I have no idea what the fuck he's going to be doing in a Plus show. I mean, he's been doing a lot of TV lately, but again, the dude's got fucking... He's got cachet. He's got a presence. He's got a swagger. I mean, big role, leadish role on a TV show or not, dude should be on the big screen again, man. At least in my opinion. Rob says, and he probably just blew a cloud of smoke too, he'd rock a complex, aloof hero too. Professor X is perfect. He just needs to be a prolific presence that ties the Disney Plus series together. It would make the TV and theatrical special and separate. Well, I mean, so far as the special and separate goes, Marvel has reorganized itself into specific divisions, which will be run by specific efforts in those fields, i.e. Marvel Studios is just going to be movies. Marvel Television will be shows that tie heavily into the MCU. Marvel Spotlight is going to be is a small division of Marvel Television, which is going to put out shows that barely tie in if they tie in at all. And then, of course, Marvel Animation is Marvel Animation. But yeah, each of the, like, it's TV people doing TV now instead of movie people trying to do TV. But, I mean, yeah, if Giancarlo's in it, I'm pretty sure it's not going to be Marvel Spotlight. I mean, that would just be beyond stupid. That'd be KK level stupid. If not, so, well, damn. Here's a question. Whose level of stupidity is worse? Sony or Lucasfilm? I mean, yeah, if Giancarlo's in it, I'm pretty sure it's not going to be Marvel Spotlight. I mean, that would just be beyond stupid. That's a fucking tough question. But either way, putting him in a Spotlight series would be as stupid as anything either of those two companies have done, if not more stupid. So it's going to be in under Marvel Television, and whatever it is definitely going to tie into the MCU at large. Because it would be a fucking waste otherwise. Like, I don't know, Gore, the God Butcher in Thor fucking Love and fucking Thunder, piece of shit, garbage ass, flaming pile of dumpster fire, train wreck, motherfucking garbage movie. I hate that fucking movie. And if Lucasfilm would do the same strategy as the MCU, it would produce much better content. Yep. I mean, all they had to do is pretty much look across the lot. Hey, what are they doing over there at Marvel? Things are going pretty fucking good over there. Someone get over there and find out what they're doing, because we need to fucking do that. That's what should happen. Oh, and don't worry. We got Star Wars coming. I wonder if Justin's going to skip the stream. Either that or he's going to spend an hour and a half or so being fucking triggered. Brooke says, equally incompetent, both Sony and Lucasfilm. Maybe Sony more so since they could focus on the animated stuff, but chooses to put it off like the Spider-Verse. Lucasfilm has good animation, but they do mess up too, but say Bad Batch was a decent success. Yeah, it's kind of funny that both companies, their animation is like a ridiculous amount better than the live action right now. It's kind of funny. And actually, that's the case for the DC until Gunn gets his actual DCU out, because a lot of DC's animation is fucking fire. So, like, if you... and then let's throw in anime. For the most part right now, I mean, obviously it's not across the board. But if you think about it, for the most part right now, live action is getting its ass handed to it. At least in the big IP. You know? Marvel's live action has been mostly weak. Not all. Phase 4 had a couple good things. But yeah, overall, whack. Lucasfilm been whack since The Last Jedi. Again, with some exceptions. First 2 seasons of Mando. 3 episodes of Ahsoka. Tales of the Jedi. Season 7 of Clone Wars. That's technically Disney. What the fuck was my original point? I hate it when I talk myself out of my fucking point. Yeah, well. But anyway, yeah, it's pretty fucked. And they should, like, now be copying what Marvel's doing. They were both going down the same stupid-ass path for a couple years there. Anywho. Rob says egos. It's all egos in the way. I mean, that's fucking facts, dude. There's just... if anyone would try to argue that, just mollywop them. Full spread fingers. Make sure you get the full hand. And if you can, line up the base of your thumb with the jaw. Power slap style. But yeah, that is inarguable. It's indelible. Yeah, it's definitely fucking egos. Jared says, I go with Lucasfilm. They have so much potential, but Sony has a straightforward path if we're mainly talking Spidey content. Well, yeah, I mean, we're talking Sony Marvel. Like, actual, like, overall Sony studios, they're just fine. Matter of fact, the rest of Sony Studios is why Sony can afford to fuck up Spider-Man right now. It's like everyone's like, they're fucking up Spider-Man so bad they'll have to sell him. Nope. No. You're forgetting about the rest of Sony Studios, which is making money. Sarah says, top tier. I assume you're talking about animation. Rob says, Sony big time. I gave Madam Web a real try. It has 4 good minutes, and the rest was utter trash. I believe you. Honestly, I'm minorly shocked that it had that many good minutes from a lot of what I've seen and heard, but yeah. I mean, I wasn't ever going to watch it already, but yeah, I'm not going to bother to sit down and try and watch a movie for 4 minutes of good, surrounded by however many minutes are left of dumpster fire. Jared says, so it's really a toss-up. Sony has it easier, therefore messing up is stupid, but Star Wars has just been pathetic. True, Dad. Oh, Justin is going to come in and trigger himself the rest of the night. Awesome. What's up, my guy? How you doing, bro? And he comes in saying, fuck Lucasfilm in its ass. It might be better than just DC. It's dead and nothing is saving it. Anyways, hi, everyone. Hope y'all are doing well. Love y'all. Maximus comes in with an appropriate responsive emotes. Jared says, Justin, I'll take DC over Lucasfilm, at least for the time being. DC has some hope. I mean, technically, yes, they do have hope because we're getting yet another brand new DC universe. This time courtesy of the James Gunn. So, damn. I wish I hadn't come up with that question on the fly. We can do a whole goddamn stream over who's more stupid, Sony or Lucasfilm. Like, for real. Or if not a whole stream, at least probably half to 3/4 of one just on that. Rob says, the ambulance scene was good. Lots of good running people over scenes. So bad. The acting was worse than the script. Yeah, that is one thing I heard a lot of, too, is the girls were phoning it in. And that the dude that was playing the bad guy, fucking, dollar store Spider-Man, was just not good at all. Justin says, you have a point, but they are right there. Oh, yeah. So, the fuck oh, yeah, Giancarlo is going to be on a TV show and not a movie. It better be like a very big role that ties into the MCU that will carry him onto the big screen. And if it's anything smaller than that, they're fucking up. That's what it was. If they waste him, they're fucking stupid. But then how stupid? And that's when we got into which one, it would be as stupid as something Lucasfilm would done or even more stupid something, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, that's how we got there. I've remembered. Jared says, I have faith in James Gunn making good movies. Running the company, nah. But I expect some solid and enjoyable movies. Rob says, perfect description. What was? Of what? And then after you tell me that, we are going to move on to the next thing. Congratulations, you found your thought. Thank you. It rarely happens, actually, without being prodded by an outside influence, like my wife throwing something at me. That's soft, which I appreciate. Don't look at me like that. You've chucked a pillow a couple times. And I'm not saying I didn't deserve it. I don't remember what caused you to chuck the pillow, but I guarantee I deserved it. But he dropped the tangent. I need to drop the tangent or we'll never get to talk about anything else. Know what I'm saying, man? Alrighty. Marvel item letter 2. Or number B if you prefer. It has been reported by one Daniel RPK. Actually, he is the source of the next two things I'm going to talk about. First one is that Avengers 5 formerly known as the Kang Dynasty, and I don't care if that's what it still says on their official releases. It ain't going to fucking be called that. Is going to be a mostly grounded movie with some multiversal aspects, and will also be a form of the Avengers assembling, whomever that may be at the time. Mostly a B, C, and D roster. Mostly. Not completely. Doctor Strange still around. A couple other people. But, yeah. Now, I don't really have a problem with that, since that movie was always meant to be like a lead-in to Secret Wars. Also, part of that story is that there's going to be a version of Kang, but that there's also supposed to be another big-time villain introduced in that movie as well. So what that kind of sounds like is there's going to be some kind of something happening on Earth that's going to force whoever's there to come together as a team to deal with it. And then somehow said issue that is occurring that they think is just an Earthbound issue turns out to be triggering a multiversal issue of some sort. I don't think it's going to be a full-on incursion. I don't know how they're going to do it, but somehow or other they're going to be getting a version of Kang in there, and I still think is going to be the Beyonder Kang. Mostly because the Beyonders in both versions of Secret Wars in the comics. And given the fact that it was the one of Hickman's issues of Secret Wars in the first Deadpool and Wolverine trailer, and it had Doom on the front, I'm guessing it's going to be the type of Beyonder Kang that is whom Doom is going to steal power from in order to create Battleworld and become God Emperor Doom, and hopefully give Thanos the Predator treatment like he does in the comics, because that would be awesome to see. But as of this point, we have absolutely no idea who the other villain could be. There are lots of possibilities. Now, there are a couple ways that could go. I mean, number one, we already know that our current Avengers team is, for the most part, weak, right? Not completely, but mostly. So, more than likely what's going to happen is they're going to get their ass beat. They're probably going to get their asses handed to them in a very intense way. Now, the question becomes, how is that ass whooping going to lead into Secret Wars? Well, here's what I think. Whatever the issue is that the Avengers team came together to deal with, Jesus Christ, whatever it is that they came together to deal with, God damn it, I had it and I lost it. Son of a bitch. Okay, whatever it is they had to deal with after they get their ass beat, either one or both of those villains will then take control of it, and they will then use it to really start some multiversal fuckery. Now, I think, well, I hope that it is Beyonder Kang that whoops up the Avengers. also known as the B team currently. But then here comes Doom in from out of nowhere. Well, I mean, not nowhere, probably Latveria. So, and then he comes in after the Beyonder takes control of that and probably powers up on it, whatever it is. Then here comes Doom in to steal his power, fuck him up, and then, you know, off we go into Secret Wars. I think that would be one way that would do it. That would be very fun to watch. There are obviously other routes that would suck. There are probably other scenarios that I can't think of that are much, much better, which, frankly, is probably likely. But I Kaiser Sosed myself. Yes, I did. But an Earthbound Avengers team with a little bit of multiversal at the end, or we've woven in throughout, maybe starting in the second act or what have you. I'm perfectly fine with that as long as it's a smooth lead in to Secret Wars. And also, I know some people are like, why the hell would you mix that up in Avengers 5? Well, it's kind of what we're getting in Spider-Man 4, too, if you think about it. That was probably part of the compromise between Feige and Pascal. Because, as we recall, actually, you know what? We'll be getting into that next. But yeah, that's coming in Spider-Man 4. So, and I believe when the hell is Spider-Man 4 supposed to come out? Next year. And the Avengers 5 comes out in like 26. So, hopefully when we watch Spider-Man 4, we will find out how the mostly grounded with some multiversal aspects thing is done well. Because, you know, all the Spider-Man movies have been done well so far. Been done well, for the most part. And, you know, they'll be able to take a couple hints from that when it comes to Avengers 5 and, again, give us a really good movie, hopefully. But how do you guys think that'll go, though? Do you think in a mostly grounded Avengers 5 with only a bit of multiversal to it is a good way to lead in, or a good way to begin, I should say, the real path to Secret Wars? Or the home stretch to Secret Wars, I should say. Thoughts? Do you even give a shit? I find myself randomly humming just that little bit of part of the Power Rangers theme every once in a while. Do 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 do. I need some neon glow sticks right now. Okay, I'm done. Rob says, it will make me more interested. Cool. Brooke says, fairly grounded Avengers 5 will definitely increase the hype for Secret Wars. If they do it right, yes. Rob says they would be weaving them together intentionally. Yeah. I mean, all the road to hell is paved with good intentions, as they say. They need to execute it, too. Lou! Welcome in, bruh. What's happening? How you doing? Rob says it will make me more interested. Cool. Brooke says fairly grounded Avengers 5. Talking a bit of Marvel right now. If they do it right, a little bit of Marvel. La da 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 da. It's the motherfucking D-O-double-G. Snoop Dogg. Da 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 da. No, I'm mobbing with the D-R-E. All right. it seems we are ready to move on with our next story. Cool. Okay, so. And again, this is from Daniel RPK. And again, it kind of gives the appearance of old news. And again, it forces the question is what the fuck is going on with the scoopers lately? Like they all, well, not all of them, but Daniel seems to be recycling stuff. My Time has appeared to have been recycling a bit either. I'm wondering if they legit lost sources after Marvel went after Toast over on the gram. But, like, so, you'll see what I mean. Because, again, I have to ask this question. Do you remember? Chris Farley style. There was a rumor a while back having to do with Sony and Marvel fighting over Spider-Man 4. Kevy wanted a completely grounded Spider-Man movie, the kind that was set up at the end of No Way Home, where nobody knows he's Spider-Man. Hell, nobody, I think, even knows he's Peter Parker. He's out on his own in an apartment, because as we know, Aunt May got killed. And, you know, scraping by, taking pictures, and friendly neighborhood Spider-Manning all around in his homemade suit. The way it should be. And that's the kind of movie we all want. And that's the kind of movie we've been expecting. Now, Sony. They're like, look at No Way Home and all the fucking money we made off that. Why would you not want to stay multiversal? We want it multiversal. We want Andrew and Toby back in Spider-Man 4. And we also want that shit out in 2025. So, after a bit, it appeared they compromised because the news came out that Spider-Man 4 would be mostly grounded. Because let's face it, Sony was always going to win part of that because if they want to, they can just go, Tom's ours. So, it seems the compromise was the movie's going to be mostly grounded with some multiversal aspects mixed in. But it is coming out next year. Late next year, but it's coming out next year. But now, Mr. RPK has added a little twist to that rumor. It's no longer just Sony wants multiversal and Marvel wants grounded. Now, allegedly, Sony is going to create their own Spider-Verse over there. And they want to use Toby and Andrew to do it, while also possibly cutting off Kevin's access to them for Secret Wars. Now, Toby, why do I keep fucking saying Tony? Jesus. Toby and Andrew have both said, oh, hell yeah, we'll come back, but the story has to be really good and the appearance has to mean something. Right? So, they're not going to come back just for any old, well, let's face it, Sony shit like they've been putting out outside of the Spider-Verse animation. So, here's the question. If they actually do that, I mean, we know they're trying to build their own, at least TV show Spider-Universe over at Amazon, because they tried getting Silk going, and Amazon said, nope, the story sucks. But now we're also getting Spider-Man Noir TV show starring fucking Nicolas Cage as the eponymous lead. So it's not like Sony's just sitting over there going, okay, we're going to wait for Kraven and we're going to wait for Venom to see what we're going to do next. Oh, no, 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 no. They got plans. They want their own multiverse, and they do not want to give up Spider-Man to Feige. Now, as we know, there was another rumor that came out that said Feige wants, at the end, by the time the Secret Wars deal is all over, for there to be no more multiverse. One timeline. Pure 616. Everyone's there. We move on. We roll on. We're good. Now, obviously, most of us would be like, let's go. No more confusion. No more trying to no more actresses getting confused over whether they're in an MCU movie or a Sony Marvel movie. None of that shit. Nothing. That'd be great. Here's the problem. If Sony actually allowed Kevin to just gather everything Marvel under the MCU umbrella, regardless of whether or not Sony still owned the movie rights to Spider-Man and, you know, the plethora of characters that they also have the movie rights to inside the Spider-Man universe itself, they wouldn't really be able to do their own stories with it. They would literally have to check with Kevin before they did any fucking thing. And there's no way they're going to fucking do that. There's no way. The question is, how far are they going to go with their control in their desire to do their own Spider-Verse? Would they really yank Toby and Andrew right out of Kevin's hands for Secret Wars? Would they be that cheap and petty and so desirous to have their own successful Spider-Verse that they would fuck up Secret Wars, or at least some of it? The celebration of Marvel that it's supposed to be, and they would keep 2 of the 3 Spider-Men out of it. Potentially. I'm not saying they are. This is a possibility. It's a scenario. This is speculation, to be clear. But they could, if they really, really wanted to. Now, hopefully, even if they are bound and determined to do their own Spider-Verse, even though they've been fucking it up so far with Andrew and Toby, if they can at least wait till after Secret Wars, that way Kevin can kill as much of the multiverse as he is in control of, and then Sony can just do their shit over there. With, you know, hopefully improving on what they're doing. But that's kind of the ideal thing, is they, even though Secret Wars is, you know, 3 to 4 years down the road, I would not be surprised if that bitch gets bumped to 28. I would not. Just saying. Don't be shocked if that happens. I mean, if they're willing to just do whatever for the next few years, and with none of it precluding Toby and Andrew being in Secret Wars, cool. That'd be great. Unfortunately, Sony has yet to prove that they're that smart. I mean, outside of bringing Kevin in for the first 3 Tom Holland movies and allowing Kevin to use him in Civil War, basically anything they haven't had Kevin in has been fucked. Or Kevin as part of planning, blah, blah, blah. Whatever Feige does to help them without him, it's fucked. So, again, this is just a rumor that Sony's going to start getting greedy and twitchy. But it's also kind of believable because they already did it once back in 2019, which is part of the reason Phase 4 was Phase 4. Because Kevin had plans that involved Spidey and also the Black Panther, so Chadwick's tragic and untimely passing also fucked up Kevin's plans. Yum. But, so there is a chance they could fucking do it again. Please be smarter than that this time, Sony. Please be smarter than that. But we'll see. But again, rumor and my speculation going forward from the rumor. Oh, you guys are already dropping thoughts in the chat. But if you have more, drop more. YouTube loves engagement as well. All right, to the chat. Griff says, Sony's gonna Sony. True. Lou says, Sony is letting me down from gaming to the movies. I mean, I haven't played them, but from what I understand, the first 2 Spider-Man games are really good, but Sony done fucked up by having the first DLC for Spider-Man 2 just being suits. No new maps, no new... well, nothing new to do. Just fucking new suits. That's it. So that was not smart, for sure. Dio says, Sony is delusional. There's a chance that the Japanese will sell Sony Studios if Sony keeps failing their films. Well, see, here's the thing. I alluded to this earlier, but Sony Studios overall, they're doing fine. They're making bank. The only problem they have is the Marvel section of Sony Studios. And the rest of the studios is making up for that financially. They're actually okie dokie. Now, if they start making shitty movies throughout the rest of the studios, then we're starting to look at a scenario where Sony's going to have to make some interesting moves on the business side. But as it stands right now, no, they're nowhere near that kind of situation financially, even with their, well, outside of the ones Kevin helped with, you know, their own brand of Spider-Verse movies have. But it's nowhere near enough for them to, A, even consider getting rid of the Spider-Man rights, and B, selling the entire studio. That we're nowhere near that yet. Could be if Sony keeps running things this way, and if they start fucking up on the other side too, but nah. Brooke says, I think Sony really needs to be careful about this decision. It's best they work together with Marvel on future live-action Spider-Man stuff. If they mess up, it will be a lose-lose for everyone. Yes. That is absolutely correct. It is definitely best that they work with Marvel with Spider-Man. Because the evidence is clear. Kevin knows. Amy Pascal don't. Although that news that came out that Lord and Miller are going to be having a bigger hand in Sony Marvel is good news, considering the quality of the Spider-Verse movies. Into and across with Miles. But yeah, overall, it's going to be interesting to see how they handle this situation and if they choose to fuck over Kevin Feige some more. We shall see. Does anybody have any further thoughts on that particular rumor and the potential ramifications thereof? Come on, mouse. Okay. While you're typing, I see 13 people watching. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I hope you're having a good time. But there's only 11 likes. 2 of you are slacking. I need those likes desperately. So please, gimme. It'll only take a second. Just if you're on your phone, you just go tap. If you're on your tablet, you just go tap. If you're on your computer, you just go click. Takes less than a second. Please hit that motherfucker. He's very, very good for the channel. T. Davidson, what's happening? Cheers, chat. He says, what's up, chillin'? What up? Hope everyone's weekend is going good. If not, then keep your head up. Yeah, I can agree with that. I do hope everyone's weekend is going good, but if not, then, just keep plowing through. It's what we do anyway. Okay. That is all the Marvel I have. Just embrace yourself. It's Star Wars from here on out. I'll understand if you go play games. I will. Actually, you're probably playing some right now anyway. I'll understand if you turn me down. Just don't turn me off. Just mute the stream and give me my watch time. Please and thank you. However, Mur says it's all thumbs up, dude. Tell that to Rob. Justin says later, y'all. Just mute it. Don't actually turn it off, man. Just mute it. Justin. Okay. However, pardon the Diet Coke be talking, but it also and it you have been nice. Unfortunately, it's not only talking in a gas form. As usual, I have to take a couple minutes to myself for a little maintenance. So, take the time to, if you guys need another drink or whatever, get what you need to stay comfortable while we talk the Star Wars, or, grab some booze to take shots while we talk Star Wars so you can handle it, whatever. And I'll be back in a couple minutes. Please don't leave, and please hit the like button and all that good shit, too. I'll be back. Please don't leave. Please. Mm-hmm. We back, baby. Sorry about that. Excuse me. Sorry about that. That last dab was a doozy. Whew. Oh, yeah. If y'all thought I wasn't getting fortified for this Star Wars talk as well, there's a reason I suggested it to you, because I was fucking doing it too. But, yeah. I needed fortitude as well. So, here we go. Ooh, I will catch up with chat. Of course, first. T. Davidson, what up? What is up? Glad you're here. Says, a little late. Just wanted to say not surprised about the George Lucas news, but I love me some confirmation. Oh, yeah. We going to get to that, but we got one other thing to go over first. Rob says, we need a piss break. Be right back. Infographic. Yes. Actually, I can go. Ooh. I wonder if something similar to that would be in their free section of widgets, because I'm Poe. Cool. Everyone's saying hello to everybody else. I like seeing it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. And there's no way in hell I can do the leg thing, so fuck off. Tio Jones says, well, I guess Spidey is stuck with Sony. For the foreseeable future, unfortunately, yes. I'm not happy about it. I am not fucking happy about it at all. But a year, what a year. What the fuck is going on there? You motherfucker. All right. Oops, that's not the right one. Oh, well, that's still on. Oopsie. Actually, let's do this. Yeah. Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Brady Bloomer also lurking. What's up? What's up? Glad you're here. Sit back and relax and consume some chemicals, because we're about to talk some Star Wars. We have 2 Star Wars subjects. Obviously the one on the thumbnail, but that's next. Now, we are going to talk about the fact that the early reviews for the Acolyte are out, and a shit ton of them are positive. Now, we all know, number one, that there's a bunch of people who get a bunch of access that others don't, that they're shills. I mean, I really don't like using that word because, fuck Darth Melvin. But even a broken clock is right twice a day, and, shills be shills. So, and of course, that makes any positive review of Star Wars by them suspect. Right? Right. So, but the fact remains that there are a shit ton of positive ones. Now we're going to go over some of those, and we're going to see for ourselves. And I'm going to need, pretty please, a lot of participation from you guys, chat, because as we're going through these, we are going to determine for ourselves whether it is a genuine review or a shilly review. And after I go over each review, just type a G in the chat for genuine or an S in the chat for shill, if you wouldn't mind. I'm only asking for one letter from you one at a time. Let us begin. All right. That's a Forbes article. Fuck that. All right. First up, Eric Davis, whoever the fuck that guy is. The first 4 episodes of The Acolyte are pretty rad. Wow, he's seen half the fucking show. I love how new and fresh and separate from the Skywalker saga it is. Well, I mean, Disney been fucking up a lot with the Skywalker saga, so that's not necessarily a bad thing. The Star Wars vibes are strong, of course, and shaping it to feel like a detective story is smart and unique. Amanda Stenberg and Lee Jung-jae are terrific right from the start and are destined to become fan favorites. Awesome opening sequence in episode 1, 2. Should have used the word also there, sport. I'm a diehard Star Wars nerd, and I'm ready for more. Think Andor, less Mando in terms of overall tone and feel. Rob says Acolyte looks different in a good way from the trailer. Cool. Cool. Darth says it's genuine. Cool. Here's my question. Why did he have to use this fucking word right here? Why? Actually, this phrase, think Andor less Mando? What? I mean, if you're going to go with less Mando, it better be less season 3 style Mando because seasons 1 and 2 were awesome. Ooh, Brooke thinks it's genuine as well. Nice. But that is literally the only way less Mando is acceptable, if it's less season 3 style Mando. Other than that, what the fuck? I fucking in Andor. Now, my problem, again, with Andor is not that it is a bad TV show. It's actually a pretty good TV show. Pretty well acted, pretty well shot, decent action, a lot of talking, a bit slow, but it was still a good TV show. However, it's garbage Star Wars. Because it's not Star Wars. It is a sci-fi show, and Star Wars is sci-fantasy. It's a sci-fi show with a Star Wars sticker thrown on it. Like, back when I was a kid, that's the equivalent of stealing a Cadillac hood ornament and slapping it on a Buick. It don't make your Buick a Cadillac, and that did not make Andor Star Wars. Okay? So, right. Rob says it has a Japanese samurai or kung fu movie vibe. Well, I mean, George patterned a lot of the OT after the Seven Samurai, so that's not a bad thing. As for the kung fu feel, is anyone familiar? Like, how familiar are you guys with the EU? Like, have you guys read a lot of EU books? I ask because in the EU, there is a form of martial arts called Terraskasi. And this is such a badass form of martial arts. The top tier practitioners of it are virtually unstoppable one-on-one, hand-to-hand, unless their opponent is a force user. Oh, good. Griff, are you familiar with Terraskasi? Yeah, like it's the peak martial art with the peak performers being able to fuck large, like, normal people up in small numbers together. It's crazy. Read them through New Jedi Order series. Cool. So you've read about it then, Rob, right? Have you read the MedStars? One of the antagonists in the MedStar, I think it's just a duology, but there's a dude who is one of those top tier practitioners of Teras Kasi in the book. Oh, you should check it out. But anyway, so the fact that, at least for me, the fact that I know about Teras Kasi, I don't mind the Kung Fu stuff. And, fuck you guys. Space Trinity is awesome. So, that's why I don't have a problem with the Kung Fu feel either. I mean, I don't know how many people watching this show will know about Teras Kasi. I don't know how many people watching the show give a fat fuck about the fighting style in the first place. And for those that do, if they're not familiar with the EU, they're just still going to be pissed because they don't think people should be fighting like that in Star Wars. Now, according to the EU, which people who have been Star Wars fans for a long time know, martial arts be in Star Wars, and it be badass. Okay? Rob says, when Mara is killed by her nephew and Luke falls, Jaina kills her brother. Damn. Brooke says, honestly, I would love to just see lots of cool lightsaber fight sequences in the show. Want to see more of them. Yeah, it'd be nice. I think we're going to get a lot of hand-to-hand, though, honestly. And I hope... I mean, I'm not saying the hand-to-hand we've seen is bad, but it's not, like, top tier. You know what I mean? Joseph says, I love how even that picture is technically a spoiler. Oh, yeah, with this here. That they already spoiled via dumbasses in their captioning. But, yeah. That's a dead giveaway. Griff says, Legacy of the Force is probably my favorite EU series. Nice. Now, in my reading of the EU, I've only been reading the shit prior to A New Hope, and I'm not even quite to A New Hope yet. I'm way behind, and there's still more books I need. God damn it, I need a shit ton of money. Someone give me a shit ton of money so I can buy lots of Star Wars books, please. Anyway, but yeah, so like anything that's happened post A New Hope, I have not read. Well, no, I take that back. I may have a couple that are post that. I'm not sure. Anywho, Justified. My guy, I guess I am the only person that thinks it looks terrible. Oh, no, you're not the only one. You might be the only one in this particular chat. But, in the great wide world, definitely not the only one. Rob says it's the story they tried and failed to tell in the sequel trilogy. Kinda. I mean, I hope they do a better job. Oh, hey, look, same poster. Here we go. From Germaine Lucier. Whoever the hell that is. Beholden to nothing except being Star Wars, the Acolyte soars. It's an interesting, fun, character-driven mystery with real stakes that you care about, bolstered by all the fixings that make it Star Wars. Saw the first 2 episodes and loved them. Well, it seems Monsieur Lucier does not have the same amount of access as Eric Davis. You guys think that's real? G it or S it. Please. Star Wars, stop it. I don't care about them that much. Star Wars Holocron. I've heard of them. Can't stop thinking about the first 4 episodes of The Acolyte. So beautifully honors the prequels, High Republic, and previous Star Wars, while taking the franchise in a bold new direction. Twists and turns, shrouded in darkness, mature tone. Fans will love this show. I mean, I'm happy about the honoring the prequels. I honestly have... This will be my first foray into the High Republic, this show. I've not read a fucking thing having to do with it. Not a book, not a comic. Barely even like an announcement about an upcoming book or comic. Like, I have... Well, number one, I'm not super excited about it because I don't trust Disney. And number 2, I just fucking haven't gotten around to it because there's other shit I want to read more. So, that's that. Brooke says, I liked Heir to the Empire, hoping to read the next book in that trilogy sometime before Ahsoka Season 2 drops. Now, are you talking the original one? Or are you talking the one that Zahn redid a bit for Disney? Because Zahn's written that trilogy twice. Once for the EU and another one for new Disney canon. I'm hoping you're reading the EU one. Jared says, it looks like the fighting is at 1.5 to 2 times speed, like they hit the fast forward button to make it look quick, which might be fine, but it's stuck out to me every time. Well, Josh actually addressed that in his stream yesterday. It would appear that instead of the standard 24 frames per second, the Acolyte was filmed at 30 frames per second. So that's probably part of why you're seeing that. Rob says, Shrouded in Darkness, mature tone equals Andor comparison. Shut up. Brooke says, the original one, those are a classic. Yeah, I like the first one. Yeah, in the EU trilogy. Okay, cool. The High Republic comparison says it's Star Wars, so don't worry. Well, yeah, but the High Republic is a purely Disney creation, so... Skeptical. Jared says, yeah, the frames per second, but I don't think I like it. Well, you're probably going to have a rough time watching the show then. Unfortunately. Jamie Jirac, whatever. I've waited so long for The Acolyte, and I cannot believe how much it's living up to my expectations. I loved the first 2 episodes. It's so exciting to see a new, well, old, timeline-wise, yes, era explored in live action. Leslie Headland did a dynamite job fleshing out these characters. I'm obsessed. Shill. Total shill. About an actual review again. Blah, 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 blah. Hey, there's the dickwad himself. Okay. All right. Well, that's some of them. What the fuck? Why is that like that? Okay. I can see if I can find more. I could have sworn there should have been more, but whatever. See if someone's got an article with some. Cinema Blend. Is this any good? Alright, franchise in the Star Wars, blah, 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 blah. Oh, well, here's a person we didn't see on the other thing, Sean O'Connell. Again, whoever the fuck these people are. Really digging The Acolyte through 4 episodes. Well, I guess he's somebody enough to get half the season instead of just a quarter of it. Fresh storytelling in an unexplored era of Star Wars. Well, at least in live action, it's a High Republic thing. Lots of books and comics. But it's all about character, and Amandla Stenberg continues to impress as a former Padawan pulled into a murder mystery. Great fight choreography, cool new worlds, big win. Well, I may be being pedantic here. Oops, I forgot to show you guys that again. Here it is. Anyway, I may be being pedantic here, but the fact that he's calling that an unexplored era of Star Wars when there's a shit ton of literature about the High Republic, yeah, I don't know. It's all about character, medical standard, continues to impress, blah, blah, blah. Great fight, cool. Yeah. Shill. Did they give any others? Nate Plays Games, geek-centric. Star Wars The Acolyte is a dream for fans of the High Republic era and a fresh experience for everyone else. 4 episodes in, wow, another one that got 4. And it's taking its time layering in the dark mystery. Riveting fight choreography and superb performances from Amanda Stenberg and Lee Jung-jae. I'm digging it. Okay, well, that's too many capitalized words, too much flowery description. Shill. Justin says, I don't trust any of these. Lou says, Justin back. Yep. Scotty J-Ro. Hashtag stay bombad. Okay, well, he's already fucked because he's using Jar Jarism, so fuck this guy. The Acolyte masterfully blends classic Star Wars elements with fresh, unique touches. Praised for its stunning visuals, exciting fight scenes, and intriguing mystery, the show features standout performances, especially from Amanda Stenberg, a must-watch for Star Wars fans eager. Okay. So we got a Jar Jar reference. We got no detail. Fucking cats. And I don't know what the fuck this last sentence is. I know, I'm being pedantic about grammar, but yeah, shill. Lou said, oh, bro, never left. Griff greets everybody. Okay. Georgie Rodriguez. The Acolyte is the Force-sensitive version of Andor. Rob, you made a very valid point earlier about the Andor comparison. I'm looking at it. And I have obviously freely admitted that Andor is a good TV show. But I do appreciate that they use Force-sensitive version. That's a bonus. I appreciate that. But this goddamn word. What are you doing? Stop it. No, stop clicking on that. Okay, well, this word. All right, I hate you. I can't highlight because my mouse is being stupid. Anyway, that word triggers me. But Force-sensitive version helps. The cast is stellar. The writing of each episode is jam-packed. Practical sets and amazing costumes, as well as special effects work, make every location feel lived in while having an emotional through line to keep it focused. Shill didn't tell us anything beyond surface level shit. Didn't even say how many episodes they watched. Shill. Rob says, remember last year when we argued that Andor wasn't Star Wars because no connection with the Force and the tone? Acolyte looks like attempt number 2 at telling an adult Star Wars movie. Yes. Yes, it does. And we'll see how much... Well, first of all, we'll see how well it's written. And we'll see how it ends up feeling. But, yeah. Hopefully, first of all, it's just well written in general, and then, yeah, if you give me some Jedi and Sith and some lightsabers, I probably would have liked Andor a lot more, and that will potentially help this show. Daniel Baptista. Star Wars The Acolyte is filled with mystery and darkness that delves deep into new and diverse depths of the galaxy. I've seen 4 episodes, all right, he actually got a screener, and dig the sinister story. It's steadily setting up. Big potential in this era. Carrie-Anne Moss with a lightsaber doing Force foo is perfection. I have no doubt about that last statement. Space Trinity is going to be dope as fuck. What's up, Alan? Fuck your advertisement. I mean, Mystery and Darkness, that's nothing new. Sinister Story, yeah, big potential. Outside of the deserved praise for Carrie Ann Moss, and I know I'm saying that sight unseen and I don't care, it's fucking Space Trinity. Outside of that, this also feels very shilly. Yep, and that's the end of that one. All right. It would appear that a lot of the positive reviews, I mean, the first one we read, actually, that one had good depth and description to it. I don't think that one was a shill. The rest of the ones, holy fuck. Not genuine. I don't think. Which is an issue. Because, well, let's face it. Star Wars in general does not have a very good track record lately. Leslie Headland and the cast don't know how to shut the fuck up. And, I mean, you add all that in, there's not a lot of confidence going into this, which makes anybody, especially someone we've never fucking heard of, gushing over it to that extent, also makes them highly suspect. So what can we truly believe? At this point, nothing I've seen so far is inclined to make me change my position from where it's at right now, which is cautiously optimistic and please, please, please don't fuck up the lore. Matthew Gaudet, welcome. I thought what he said about the originals was dumb, George Lucas. Oh, I think I know what you're talking about. Oh, and we'll get there. I'm almost done with this Acolyte shite. Jared says the Force Karate looks a lot cooler than Ezra in Ahsoka. Yeah, that looked like fucking children's playground shit. That was horrible. So bad. God, that choreography was ass. Why did you remind me of that, Brooke? God damn it. Or Jared. Damn it, Jared. Brooke says, to be honest, even if Acolyte starts out strong, there's no guarantee it can have a strong finale. Very true. And that's just not a Star Wars thing. That's a Disney Plus thing with Marvel and Star Wars. A lot of those shows fail to stick the landing. You are correct. Were there any further thoughts on these Acolyte reviews that anyone would like to share before we get into what the creator has said? George has spoken. Anybody? What we really are going to be talking about, for the most part, it comes at the end of the article, but I know I haven't brought it up yet. I'm just giving you a heads up. I am going to go through the whole article because there's some other shit in there that is very much discussion worthy besides what I put on the thumbnail. Are you ready? Are you ready? Okay. I didn't want to blow your ears out by actually doing that. All right, this comes from the Hollywood Reporter. I say it that way because this happened at the film festival in Cannes, where he was getting an award. Justified said they all got it early. None of these are going to say they hate it. Yeah, I mean, you're probably right. It's going to be very interesting to see what happens when when reviews start dropping on the Rotten Tomatoes from like reviewers that aren't fucking shills. 4K 77, 80, and 83 prove they look way better than any Laserdisc. Official film sources in the Lucas archives will look 100 times better too. Oh, yeah, the Laserdisc thing? Yeah, I read that and I'm like, bruh, that's a lame-ass excuse. We'll get there. But, this headline. George Lucas says ideas in the original, quote, sort of got lost in post-Disney Star Wars films. I'm a stubborn guy, and I didn't want people to tell me how to make my movies, is how Star Wars creator George Lucas summed up the secret to his success, speaking to a crowd of fans at a packed Debussy Theater in Cannes on Friday afternoon. The 80-year-old filmmaker was being honored at the 77th Cannes Festival with a Palme d'Or for his contribution to cinema, and the crowd, a much younger cohort than is usually seen at these events, whooped and hollered as Lucas walked on the stage, as they fucking should have. They were rapt as he sat down for a wide-ranging discussion of his life in the movie business. Again, they should have been fucking rapt. Lucas said he felt nostalgic to be back in Cannes, where he presented his first feature, THX 1138, at the Director's Fortnight back in 1971. Finally, something that happened before I was fucking born to talk about. Jesus Christ. His THX 1138 co-writer and sound designer Walter Murch was in the audience, as Lucas recalled how Warner Brothers didn't want to send the duo to France for the premiere, forcing them to scrape together the money themselves. They couldn't even get tickets for the screening and had to sneak in. What, bitch? But we weren't really that interested in making money. We were interested in making movies, said Lucas, speaking about his early career. He talked about being mentored by Francis Ford Coppola, whose latest epic Megalopolis premiered in Cannes this year and is getting shit on hard, by the way, on the set of 1968 musical Finian's Rainbow, and later helping Coppola set up indie studio American Zoetrope. He outlined how he fought to get American Graffiti made for just $750,000, and then how he had to battle the studio, Universal Artists, to get the movie into theaters. Studio execs wanted to dump the film, starring a crowd of then-unknowns, including Ron Howard, Happy Days, Cindy Williams, if I recall correct, Laverne and Shirley, and she was Shirley, Richard Dreyfuss, and Harrison Ford, on TV before a series of test screenings in front of screaming crowds. It was like a rock concert, Lucas recalls, convinced them to give theatrical a try. Starting in just a few theaters, the film went on to earn $115 million in the U.S. This is in the early 70s. That's a fucking chunk. Lucas's deal included back-end residuals off the net gross of the film, which typically meant no money. Excuse me, because they would keep adding stuff to the budget so it never got paid off. Net was almost like fool's gold, the director said. But American Graffiti was making money so fast, I actually made a lot of money off it. It was the first time anybody had ever made money on net. Wow. That's wild. The film also caught the eye of Alan Ladd Jr., then head of production at Fox, who approached Lucas after screening and said, the director recalled, "You got any other movies?" And I said, well, I've got this sort of science fiction, fantasy, crazy 1930s style movie with dogs driving spaceships. And he said, I'll do it. I'll do whatever you want. And he hired me, and the rest is kind of history. That's true. Star Wars is the franchise most folks in the audience came to hear Lucas discuss, and the director did not disappoint. He talked about securing licensing and merchandising rights for the first film, something unheard of at the time. The studios didn't have licensing departments. It took longer to design a toy than it did to make a movie, he recalled, and how he got control of the sequel rights, in part because Fox at the time was teetering on bankruptcy. They didn't have faith in the movie, Lucas said. The studio was going bankrupt anyway. They had a lot of movies already, and they were desperate. Here we go. Lou says they not like us. Matthew says, I'm not saying I don't appreciate the 4K HDR disc. The Atmos sound and picture blew me away for what they now call A New Hope. Oh, I'm sure Atmos sound. Atmos is sick. Here we go. Fun, a little bit of fun. Lucas defended his Star Wars prequel films against the haters, arguing that critics have forgotten that Star Wars was never meant to be a grown-up movie. It was supposed to be a kids' movie for 12-year-olds that were going through puberty who don't know what they're doing and are asking all the big questions. What should I be worried about? What's important in life? He said. And Star Wars has all those things in there. They're buried in there, but you definitely get it, especially if you're young. The negative response to his Star Wars prequels, Lucas argued, came from critics and fans who had been 10 years old when they saw the first one and didn't want to watch a children's film. The public trashing of Jar Jar Binks, one of the first figures to be canceled on the then nascent internet, reminded Lucas of the original response to C-3PO. Everybody said the same thing about 3PO, that he was irritating and we should get rid of him. When I did the third one, it was the Ewoks. Those are little teddy bears. This is a kids' movie. We don't want to see a kids' movie. I said, it is a kids' movie. It's always been a kids' movie. Lucas also defended his decision to go back and clean up his original trilogy using new digital technology to make the film look the way he always wanted it to. I'm a firm believer that the director or the writer or the filmmaker should have a right to have his movie be the way he wants it, says Lucas. Fans hoping for a 4K restored version of the original 1977 Star Wars shouldn't hold their breath. We did release the original one on Laserdisc and everybody got really mad. They said, it looks terrible. And I said, yeah, I know it did, said Lucas. That is what it looked like. George, I love you. But for the love of God, don't use that Laserdisc as an excuse to not give us what we want, which is the original cuts in fucking 4K. Damn it, George. Moving on. Discussing the Star Wars sequels made after he sold Lucasfilm to Disney in 2012 for $4.05 billion, Lucas said the new corporate bosses got a lot wrong. I was the one who really knew what Star Wars was, who actually knew this world because there's a lot to it. The Force, for example. Nobody understood the Force, he said. When they started other ones after I sold the company, a lot of the ideas that were in the original sort of got lost. But that's the way it is. You give it up, you give it up. First of all, if you buy anything, any IP, with that much legacy behind it, and lore, and a global fandom in the hundreds of millions, if not billions, why would you completely ignore everything that came before you bought it, the fan base that came with it, and just try and do your own fucking thing and think everyone will be cool? It's not how it works. Feige learned that with Phase 4, but he's changing. Lucasfilm isn't. And finally, Lucas has flat out said so. The new corporate bosses got a lot wrong. Nobody understood the Force. A lot of the ideas sort of got lost. You know what all that is? That is George's extremely polite way of saying, they fucked my shit up! And I don't like it. That's what that means. Of course, he couldn't say that in an interview at one of the biggest film festivals in the world. But that's what he meant. Disney fucked his shit up. That's what he's saying. But in more words and much more politely. Brooke says, I respect Lucas for sticking to his principles with making sure the Star Wars films are accessible to kids, I suppose. I mean, yeah. I mean, Lucas, while as an adult, I do tend to appreciate a darker tone more often than most. However, you can't just do a darker tone in Star Wars. You know, that's too broad. It covers way too much. You can do, I would say, a more serious. You can get a little serious in Star Wars. There's nothing wrong with getting serious. I mean, blowing up a fucking planet, Alderaan, that's fairly serious. But it doesn't have to delve deep into, you know, getting ultra gritty. I mean, don't get me wrong. I appreciate shit like that. And if by some fucking miracle Lucasfilm can do a project with that level of grit that still feels like Star Wars, because Star Wars also is more so lighter elements than dark because it's supposed to be for kids. I mean, I'm here for, you know, more mature content, but not at the expense of it feeling like Star Wars. When you cross that line, fuck you. It's done. I'm done. I ain't gonna. Fuck that shit. It has to be a minimal amount of seriousness / darkness. So minimal amount that it does not cause said project to not feel like Star Wars anymore. Brooke says, oh yeah, I still want the original 4-hour director's cut of Revenge of the Sith if it does exist. Yes, I would love to get my paws on that myself. Or anything like that. Actually, that's the only one of the prequels I would want a 4-hour cut of, honestly. Matthew says, they were wise to spend not a ton on music licensing for Graffiti, but George had to drop a lot of songs he wanted. They got a deal on the Beach Boys songs. Yeah. Matthew says, George handpicked Kathy. He forced Disney to hire her as part of the deal. Yes, that is why I will never say George is infallible, and that is probably the biggest fuck-up he's ever done in his entire life. Well, probably second to losing his wife, Marcia, who very well is responsible for A New Hope being successful by fixing it in the edit. Rob says about a third of every story is dark. When it's the only part that's good, that's the problem. Oh, definitely. Well, at least for Star Wars, yes. Well, actually, overall, only 1/3 of any project being good is bullshit, unless you're in baseball. Batting .333 is highly desirable. Matthew says, also, George was friends with Iger. He really believed they would use his treatment. I mean, yeah. And there has to be a Muppet in a prominent role, Rob says. Oh, fucking definitely. Like, there was some, like, take what George did when he went back and redid the OT, right? I appreciated some of what he did, but not all of it. Greedo shooting first. The fuck is that garbage? And then that scene with Han and Jabba in the, by the Millennium Falcon. It's not space dock, it's on land. But anyway, you know, that conversation outside the Millennium Falcon, that was essentially the exact same conversation he had with Greedo before he fried his ass. Didn't need that. Definitely didn't need the full song in Jabba's palace. I mean, there's plenty of shit that really didn't need to be in there. But it's George's creation. He can do what the fuck he wants with it. Rob said, yeah. So it's good to know. And I'm sure, Matthew, that George now is like, why the fuck did I recommend this bitch? She's fucking up my creation. I'm sure he regrets that thoroughly. I know we all do. But at least he is cognizant of current reality, which is, again, the new corporate bosses got a lot wrong. They don't really know Star Wars. They definitely don't know the Force. And a lot of the ideas that George was putting in his stuff got lost. And many would say that those ideas that got lost are essential to what Star Wars is, and is a large part of how Disney is fucking it up. What y'all think? Yeah, it's better. 15 likes. Hell yeah, people. Way to go. Matthew says, I hate the 2004 changes and the other ones more. At least in 97, no Hayden, Clive Revel, Emperor, Jason Wingreen, Fett. Oh, yeah. When they went back and put McDermott in Empire. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that actually kind of made sense, though. I mean, that one didn't really bother me so much. But, yeah, that actually kind of, I mean, I know why he stuck Hayden in at the end of Jedi instead of the actual Anakin actor that was in the suit, but, Brooke says, financially, Lucas is probably happy, but as a person overall, he wishes he never sold Lucasfilm to Disney, I would imagine. I don't know about he wishes he never sold Lucasfilm to Disney, but I guarantee I would be willing to bet money I got from a loan shark, a mob loan shark at an absolutely insane vig, that he regrets putting Kathy in charge. I would make that bet. Brooks says, if George still owned Star Wars, would have loved to see a film trilogy based on the original heir to the Empire trilogy. Yeah, well, I mean, after Return of the Jedi, for a lot of people in the EU, Zahn's original Thrawn trilogy was the sequel trilogy. Yeah, keep Hayden. I mean, I understand why he did it. I mean, honestly, I really don't care either way. It's just, So why would I want the old-ass dude's face there? Well, because that's how old he was when he redeemed himself. Like, everyone else looked like how they looked when they died. And Anakin started off looking the way he looked when he died, and then now Hayden. Maddie says, I don't mind adding Coruscant in the Jedi Temple. Oh, yeah, the added celebration after the second destruction of the Death Star at the end of Jedi. Yeah, that shit was dope. I didn't mind that at all. I mean, it would have been a galaxy-wide celebration. So, yeah, that part, like I said, it's not all of it. It's just some of it. Like, if you think about it, even a lot of it was just filling the screen up more with, like, critters. Like that extra scene in the, trolling a little. Nice. But, that one scene in A New Hope where they, the Empire gets down in the middle of the desert and they're, looking to see what was in that escape pod. And, how short the original OT scene was. The little bit of panning and then, look, sir, droids. But in the expanded one, you got stormtroopers riding around on, desert critter, Tatooine aminals and stuff, and, extra minute or two of that kind of shit. And then we got what was in the original. Look, sir, droids. So, a little bit of extra animals. It's cool. Give me something more to look at. That's one thing. George is very, very visual driven. which is probably why he did a lot of the shit he did when he went back into the original trilogy and added stuff. Because he couldn't do enough visually back then, right? So, I mean, I don't blame him for wanting to fulfill his vision. I just think he couldn't. He could have fulfilled it just a little bit less, and it would have been fine. You know what I'm saying? Matthew says, also extended Ula was good, and I like Luke hugging Wedge. Yeah, that was cool. Wait. Oh, yeah, Wedge. I was thinking fucking his... Yeah. Never mind. I was thinking his buddy from back home. Who the fuck was that name? And what? Remind me about Ula. I'm brain farting on Ula. And who is his buddy he ran into at the before the final hope in New Battle? For the final battle in New Hope. I can't remember his friend's name from Tatooine. Biggs. Yeah. But yeah, no, Luke hugging Wedge was cool. Who the fuck is Ula? Oh, yes. Yes. Extended Ula is very good. I'm sure you all know this. But if you're very careful with going at a slow frame rate while Jabba's dragging her towards his throne, there's some green booby there. This one. You get to see that green booby. The slave girl Jabba kills is... Yeah. But yeah, if you're very careful and she's struggling to keep Jabba from dragging her, attempting to keep Jabba from dragging her, her left boobie badun pops out. It's barely there, but you can see it. And I'm not talking half-ass side boob. The boobie flops out. That quick. But it happens. Nah, dead ass though, bro. Actually. If this is what she looks like now, she still look good. Yes, I know what she looked like back then. Femi Taylor. Okay. Couldn't remember her name before. Okay. A crocheted Ula. That's cool, but... Yeah. She still look good. She still look good. She could still dance for me. I'd have her dance for me. Shit. Actually, you know what? I feel like I've seen her in other stuff. I must know. Go into the filmography. Yes, I know Return of the Jedi. Okay, she must look like somebody else, because she ain't got shit. All right. You bitch. Okay. That is the end of what I had planned, y'all. Do you have anything you would like to share, talk about, or discuss? Questions, concerns, thoughts? Just want to throw random insults at me? Whatever. Oh, Matthew says, "Or you better not be mother." What is your problem? Are we swirling? Are we good? Okay. Looks like we're good. Yeah, I think the Bespin duel is amazing, and Prow's physical acting in the whole join me scene is amazing, especially since he didn't know the lines. Well, yes, you are correct. The Bespin duel is dope. David Prowse was awesome in that scene. He did have lines. He just had different lines. But he was saying the different lines in that scene while they were filming. Then they went back and dubbed over what they wanted him to say with James Earl Jones's voice. But no, he was participating in a scripted conversation. It just wasn't the scripted conversation that he thought it was. What was it? What was it? Oh, yeah. The reason that you got such an awesome no out of Luke is because what the line was is not not I am your father, but Obi-Wan killed your father is what he told him. So, I mean, that would have been after Obi-Wan being the one that befriended me, yada 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 through everything. I probably would have reacted about the same way if, like, somebody told me Obi-Wan's the one that killed my father and it wasn't Vader. So, yeah, the lines Prowse was given to say were written specifically to get that reaction out of Luke, so it would still work when they redubbed in the "I am your father" with James Earl Jones. Brooke says, "I agree, Matthew. I absolutely loved the Bespin duel from Empire Strikes Back. Favorite scene from the movie." Probably most people's, I would imagine. All too easy. Haha, wrong, bitch. But yeah, I definitely agree about. Yeah, I love the Bespin duel. Yeah. I will say, despite the, admittedly, massive leap forward that lightsaber dueling took in the prequels from the OT. If you read accounts of lightsaber duels in the books, you will realize that we're probably never going to see a bookish version of the actual speed that Jedi / that Force users, will just say to cover everybody, can duel at. Or for how long. In terms of badass force powers that we've seen on screen, the best version of, I would say, at least what Jedi are capable of specifically, is to be found in the Genndy Tartakovsky Clone Wars. The Jedi in there are so, well, all the Force users are so fucking OP because, what's her butt? God damn it. I almost said Barriss. Asajj Ventress is pretty OP in that show too. So, like, and actually so is Dooku. So, yeah. All the Force users in the Tartakovsky Clone Wars are awesomely OP. That's the kind of shit I want to see Force users doing. Like Mace just off that cliff back down to the thing, jumping as far as he fucking, almost as far as he wants. Like up to the top of hills, see that kid get a drink of water, back down, all the way the fuck back down. The giant ass leaps that Anakin and Asajj were taking in that jungle fight. Mace fucking barehanding battle droids with his fists. It just like using waves of force push to like knock rows of battle droids down like you would knock down like any kind of massive concussive force would do. Like the kind of concussive force, used by that big ass machine they were using in that same little mini episode there. He duplicated that with the force. It's just awesome. Damn, I kind of almost want to watch. I just watched those a little while, not too long ago. Now I kind of almost talked myself into watching them again when I'm done here. Matthew says, Duel of the Fates is awesome. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. I can feel it in you. I can feel your anger. Gives you focus. Makes you stronger. Yeah, I do a shitty Palpatine. Fucking deal with it. Matthew says, Ray Park was amazing in Phantom Menace, X-Men, and yes, even G.I. Joe. Oh, yeah, he was Toad. Who the fuck was he in G.I. Joe? I think I watched one of those movies. It doesn't like Sam. I'm kind of wanting to watch them too. I mean, if you just peak Force user badassery in those. Peak. Peak. Matthew says Ray Park was amazing in Phantom Menace, X-Men, and yes, even G.I. Joe. Oh, yeah, he was Toad. Anything else? Questions, concerns, thoughts, what have you? Because otherwise, it's a time to go. It's a time to go. I have no idea what the fuck that was all about. Snake Eyes. Oh, okay. Nice. Is he Snake Eyes in the Snake Eyes solo movie? Or is that a different dude? Brooke says, I'm out of stuff to say, but I really enjoyed the talk as always. Well, thank you, Brooke. I appreciate that a lot. All right. It appears we have hit that point. Because if I keep going, I'm just going to fucking repeat myself all goddamn night, and you will get sick of that in very short order. So, I think we're going to get out of this bitch. Yep. It's that time. So, first things first. As far as I know, we're still full green go ahead for another stream Wednesday night. Should be golden there. Oh, how do we think this Acolyte watch party is going to go for Josh? Not well. Mostly because he's more picky than I am because of all his film schooling. So I don't see him getting through the first episode, honestly. I mean, whether he wants to admit it, Josh will give it a shot. Whether it'll actually be a fair shot? Possibly. Also, slightly doubtfully. Yeah, I don't see that going well. But I'm going to be there to watch it. Unless you and Kendall are gonna do them like you did for Ahsoka, in which case I'll chill with you guys, and then just watch Josh lose his fucking mind later. Tay. All right, we go bye now. Thank you all for being here tonight live with me, and thank you if you're watching the replay and have actually made it to the end. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I hope everybody had a good time live around the replay. Jen says, I was thinking about it and I was like, that's probably not a good idea, so I'm glad he's going to do it for me. Ah. Cool. All right. So thank everybody. I appreciate you a lot. I hope you have a good holiday this weekend. And again, don't forget, just take a minute. And remember, we get to do all this cool shit because motherfuckers volunteered to join the forces, full well knowing it was possible that they could die. And many thousands have. So, just for a little bit during the day, amongst all the grilling and having fun and what have you, take a minute. Think about it. And then start drinking again. It'll be cool. So, yeah. My gratitude knows no bounds. I hope y'all had fun. I had fun. Hope you all enjoyed the talk. I definitely did. I enjoy hanging out with you as always. But for now, until Wednesday, remember, there's always a good time to be had right here when you are chilling in the basement. Peace. Remember, there's always a good time to be had right here when you are chilling in the basement. Peace. You know what I realized? George in his article reiterated that Star Wars is for kids. Now, there are a few of those hate bait fuckwads out there who, for whatever reason, try and lean on the fact that Star Wars is for grown men. Specifically, Darth Melvin. He's very fond of saying that. These guys have been taking a couple hits. And we know they're all about Lucas Star Wars. Fuck Disney. Lucas is the man. He's the creator. He's the Messiah. Well, they might be starting to get a little disappointed in the Messiah. First, because he backed Iger against Perlmutter and that other Yutz. And now, despite what they'd like to say about Star Wars being for grown men, he once again reiterated that Star Wars is for kids. Those assholes are taking hits, and I fucking love it. All right, have a good holiday, everybody. I just had to get that off my chest. Enjoy your weekend. Be safe. But have a lot of fun. And we will see you Wednesday night. Much love, everybody. Much love. All right. Have a good holiday, everybody. I just had to get that off my chest. Enjoy your weekend. Be safe. But have a lot of fun. We will see you Wednesday night. Much love, everybody. Much